What is your favorite thing about space?
Going there. Going there. Because not many people have been there. It's nice to do something that other people haven't done. But you don't want to do dangerous things. You want to do successful things. And if it's new and different, there may be some things where something could go wrong. So you want to be prepared. This is a truism, and you need to remember. Prior, that's before, prior planning prevents poor performance. 4 P's. Prior planning prevents, no, it's 5. Poor performance. Space is something you got to plan.
Scared.
Were you a little scared about going to the moon or coming home again?
I'm scared because nobody had been there.
Because nobody has been there before?
Well, people had gone up and down without staying in orbit. People, dogs and monkeys, people, Russian Yuri Gagarin. Then we'd done a lot of things, but we hadn't really sent people to the moon. So we did send people, and they went around the moon. Then we sent people, another crew, to go around the moon and then practice everything but landing. And then a very fortunate person with many things going right in my life gave Neil Armstrong, Mike Collins, and Buzz Aldrin the opportunity to make an attempt to make the first landing. And all of us want to succeed, and we did. And that's why I'm here. That's one of the reasons I'm here. Because I had the curiosity to want to tell people what it was like. And so I've written several books with someone else about what I've done, and then some children's books to help inspire. And now we've come to welcome you and others who read this book. Welcome to thinking, understanding, imagining what it might be like to get to Mars and then have somebody tell you all the things that are there that you didn't know. And these are books. And books inspire and get interest in people.
Zoe, fast.
Did it feel like the rocket was fast when it took off?
It was very surprising that it was so gentle leaving. And it was a very smooth, slow rocket going up. And once we were in space, then we were floating around. But in getting there, the rocket goes faster and faster, and we're sort of pushed back in the couch. But the rocket sometimes doesn't work, and that's a very dangerous part. So when that part is behind us, then we have successfully gotten this far, but there are always things that can go wrong. But we are optimistic, and so are the people that built this, and that's good to have them really optimistic about what has been built. Don't you like to have somebody that gives you something? Know that when you pick it up and do something, it's not going to break. They test things.
Flying.
What else do you want to know?
Flying. What's it like?
What's it like being in space with no gravity? Did it feel like you were flying?
There is you would think that there is a motion, a movement when you look out the window, but it looks like the Earth is moving and you're just, it's like being high in an airplane, but much, much higher. And you're floating because there's no gravity. But that's just a description. There is gravity all the way out to the moon and beyond. What keeps the moon there? Gravity. There's gravity. But gravity is making us fall. But we've got motion, so that makes us move this way. You swing something on the end of a string, and it's going to keep the string taut. So that's what keeps us in orbit with gravity. It's balanced, and it's floating. And I'm a diver, a scuba diver, and when you get down underneath the water, you're floating. And it's just like in space until you start to move, and then you make waves, or it's not quite the same as total floating. More fun up there. But that doesn't mean I like to see the fish.
Long time.
Why has nobody been to the moon in such a long time?
That's not an 8-year-old's question. That's my question. I want to know, but I think I know. Because we didn't go there, and that's the way it happened. And if it didn't happen, it's nice to know why it didn't happen. So in the future, if we want to keep doing something, we need to know why something stopped in the past that we wanted to keep it going. Money is a good thing. If you want to buy new things, new rockets, instead of keep doing the same thing over, then it's going to cost more money. And other things need more money too. So having achieved what the president wanted us to do, and then what thousands, millions of people in America and millions of people around the world. You know, when we toured around the world after we came back, the most fascinating observation was signs that said, we did it. Not just us, not just America, but we, the world, different countries. They felt like they were part of what we were able to do. And that made us feel very good.
Home.
What would it be like to have a home on the moon or Mars?
A home where?
On the moon or Mars.
I wouldn't want to have a home. I might want to stay on the moon for maybe 6 months. But it's fairly easy to come back to Earth from the moon. If something goes wrong, then you'd like to get back into orbit, and from orbit to come back. It's much easier to come back from the moon. So why don't we do the same thing with the space station? We go up there and people stay for 6 months, a year. That's what we'll probably do at the moon. somebody comes back and he may help train other people. He may go back and do it again. But it is not a good place to stay. There's no air. And it gets very hot in the daytime on the moon, because the daytime, when the sun appears to go, that takes 13, 14 days, and it gets very hot. And then the sun disappears. Now, that's not what really happens. What really happens is that you're going around the Earth, and you're at some place, and you're looking back at the Earth, but the sun is out here, and it's going to be cold, very cold for 14 days, because no sun at all, and no air to keep you warm, and no air to breathe, not much water. You have water and soil, kind of hard to grow things. So it's really hard to do things other than be in a spacesuit, go outside, and then come back in to a pressurized home. Not a spacecraft, but something that's bigger. So we'll do that. But it's not going to be as useful and as easy to get back if we're at Mars. Much more difficult, much more expensive, and way in the future, when you're as old as I am, we may want to be thinking about a growing number of people. And if you keep bringing people back, you're not going to have a growing civilization. So that's kind of the ultimate goal. Now, what will they do? Well, we have to keep interesting the people who are paying the bills, or they won't keep paying the bills. So it has to be a growing knowledge.
Important.
Why do you think going to Mars is important?
It's because there's a mountain, and we want to climb the mountain and see what's on the other side. Curiosity. You see something and you like, what makes it work that way? And we want to know what it would be like to live somewhere. Well, we have to send robots, machines, and learn all about what's there before we send people. And then if we send people and bring them back, it's a long ways there, and it's a long ways back, and it's expensive. So if people would like to go there and maybe begin to build up a new settlement, like the Pilgrims and the Mayflower, that ship that went to Plymouth Rock. You know that from history? Yeah?
Not yet. First grade.
Not yet. Well, they came over here on the ship and they landed, but they didn't go back. They came here to settle, to make friends with the Indians. That took a while.
And 6.
What did you want to be when you were 6?
What did I want to?
What did you want to be when you were 6?
When I was 6? Oh, I thought you were 8. You're 6? Oh. Instead of walking to school, I wanted to maybe be able to drive to school. And instead of getting on the bus, we played ball. I wanted to maybe be a sport ball player, maybe a football player, somebody who could run fast. Wanted to do sports. And I really, whether I liked it or not, I had to go to school. What was I doing in school? Learning more and more. And grades go from kindergarten to first to second to third. Because they get more and more difficult because we can absorb more. And pretty soon, there's college. And you learn all about lots of things. And hope that you can get that much education, because that education will help you live a comfortable life. You may not go to the moon, you may not go to Mars. Education was very, very important in everything I was able to do. And I keep becoming educated by listening to other people and reading books. That's the best way to find out somebody who's written an interesting book. And that's why you came here.
That's right.
To listen to me, because I wrote an interesting book. How do you know it's interesting? Because somebody selected that book to be. They must know what they're talking about. You gotta rely on other people to help you. Your parents, big help. They'll make sure you go to school.
That's right.
And don't come home, because they got other things to do at home. And you're at school.
What do you say, honey?
You gotta you gotta see what people say and see if it's funny, and then laugh. I try and say a lot of funny things.
What do you say?
Sometimes don't mean them.
Zoe, what do you say?
Thank you.
You are very, very welcome.
La terra non gira, o bestie.